Welcome to the Footy Wrap. We're in the Tuscan Valley today. Unfortunately, I couldn't be in Melbourne, but I've got the next best thing to pull I could get, which is Ron, the English geezer. G'day, Ron.
Hello, Jeff.
We're talking about AFL. You got a big interest in AFL?
Oh, fantastic interest in AFL.
It's a fabulous sport, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fabulous sport. Yeah,
a lot of people say it leaves soccer for dead. You'd be jumping on.
Well, it's just another form of soccer to me, Jeff.
Now, the big news this week is Ben Cousins is back in town. Now, I don't know whether you've been following this story, Ron, but Ben Cousins obviously been found out he's taking drugs. Went over to America to the Betty Ford Clinic, and 4 weeks later he's fully rehabilitated and he's back with the West Coast. But 4 weeks, is that enough time to rehabilitate someone who's got a serious drug addiction, do you think?
I don't really think it's been rehabilitation, really, Jeff. I think it's been part of his training program. I think they encouraged him to go into that rehab in the first place because they felt he'd come out stronger.
Have there been any instances in English soccer where someone's been found guilty of taking drugs? What about Georgie Best? Did he play more games on the juice than clean, or?
No. Georgie Best is a bit of a legend, and you shouldn't. You
can't speak ill of the dead.
Yeah, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but it is a known fact that a little bit of the juice did make him run a little bit faster. And everyone thought, well, let's just stay on Georgie Best for a minute. I mean, everyone thought that Georgie Best had that magical weave, but actually it was that drunken weave that sort of weaved him in between players that they couldn't understand what he was going to do because he looked at them one way and weaved the other, but it was actually the alcohol that was doing it. And all he had to do in the end was a tap-in goal. Now, Diego Maradona, I mean, he was just completely off his head. He took drugs to try and get him onto the park in the first place.
Can you just hold this for a second? Yeah, keep going. You're doing a good job. No, keep rolling.
Well, why am I holding this?
I've just got to make a call. You keep going. That's really interesting. It's good for you.
I think Jeff's a little bit bored with what I'm saying here. AFL is secondary to English football, and I think that's why he's...
Yeah, I'm still in Tuscany, so it's going well.
Jeff, I don't know why you asked me to come on this program in the first place, because you're obviously a very ignorant and imposing guy that thinks he's making a great podcast here, but actually you're not.
Just to continue the footy wrap up, I've just got another guest here from South Africa, actually, Morep, who's a sports fan. I found Ron was a little bit boring, actually, so hopefully you'll be a little bit more dynamic.
Of course I will be.
You are a sports fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
And AFL, you've got a bit strong interest in AFL?
No, and I'll talk about cricket if you don't mind.
All right, we'll get on to that after, but first of all, the Kangaroos, whom everyone thought were going to be easy beats this year, have just won their third game in a row.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that in Australian football?
Yeah, you probably didn't follow that because you're at the wedding, but...
I try and follow that game, but the only thing I can understand is when he stands and does this.
Yeah, right. That's
all.
A goal. Yeah,
is that a
There's
goal?
a lot of goals in Australian football. That's
all right.
The Kangaroos are kicking a lot of them. Now, they're a team that everyone thought was complete rubbish this year, and they've proven a lot of people wrong.
Is it?
Do you think they could perhaps go all the way and make the finals this year? And
of course, definitely, they should.
You should never underestimate an underdog, should you?
Never.
Yeah.
The only underdog I underestimate is South Africans.
Yeah?
Because they
were not too good in the World Cup.
They were pathetic. They were pathetic. So I'm telling you, really, and thank God.
So they could take a leaf out of the Kangaroos' book.
By the grace of God, they say, by the grace of God, I'm so lucky. I chose the Australian team. And I always...
Oh, you've jumped on Australia.
I know, but I choose winners all the time.
There's a couple of fabulous Aboriginal players playing in the Australian Football League, and one of them's Daniel Wells, who plays for the Kangaroos. Another one's Lance Buddy Franklin, big, tall guy of Aboriginal descent. He kicked 9 goals on the weekend. Yeah. How do you stop it? He's very tall and he's very quick, good with his hands. Impossible to stop a guy like that.
No, I'm just scared to go and meet him because he might kick me as well as a goal.
Another thing I found interesting this week was that Rodney Eade has accused the umpires of playing favourites with Chris Judd, who's obviously such a great player. And
yes, never mind that. When are you going to tell me about Daniel Carter?
Daniel Carter?
Yes.
Who does he play for?
He plays for New Zealand.
Oh, rugby.
For the All Blacks.
Oh, this is an AFL. This is an AFL show.
All right. So we mustn't talk about Daniel Carter yet.
Well, I don't think anyone's really interested, are they? Why would we want to talk about him?
Look at these Australians. They are so arrogant. We can only talk about Australians. Nothing about New Zealanders. Do you see?
Just finally, just joining me, Maria here from Chile. Are you obviously a keen AFL fan?
See?
You're a keen AFL football fan?
Not at all. Sorry.
Oh, what are you doing here? This is the football wrap.
No, I hate football. I hate football. Once I see one ball, I can vomit.
You can vomit, really?
Yes.
Look,
do you have a second question?
No, it's all football, unfortunately.
Sorry,
But stay with us.
can I vomit now? Or can
No,
I
no,
vomit?
if you could just wait till after.
Okay,
Because
I will contain my vomit.
Darren Gasper actually retired last week. He's still quite young, only in his early 30s, and he's retired already. Do you think that's too young to retire?
Are you,
Early 30s? He was sort of forced.
This is your second question about football as well?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a clue.
I think obviously didn't work because the Tigers...
Can you ask me something about tortelloni or
The
pesto?
Tigers, the Tigers were 9 goals down at quarter time. When you're that far behind, like how do you come back from that situation? It's so difficult. And now they have 6 losses
What
and no
about
wins.
Rembrandt?
Rembrandt?
Yeah, Rembrandt.
Who does he play for? Oh, the paint. Oh.
No. He well, not like painting. Do you know? Just
All right, well that's it for the Footy Wrap this week. Thank you very much. It's been an international edition, but we're going to go to the Uffizi Gallery now
yeah.
and watch the
Yeah.
Kangaroos versus North.
Can we see Beckham there playing?
Possibly. No, he's in
Okay.
America. We'd have to jump a flight.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it for this week. See you next week with Paul, hopefully.